Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on Sono's Life. As the title says, I am back this week with a review of the Big Dominion show that was on Monday. I'm also going to have a look at some of the big title matches that we've seen during the tour, and as always look forward to seeing what is going to happen. It's been a bit odd because in any normal situation we would have had the best of Super Junior before and we'd be working towards the G1. But with everything going on, we were just lucky to get this Dominion show, so let's get started. So like I said, I'm going to look at some of the title matches that were on earlier in the tour, and the first one was for the IWGP tag titles, and it was my favourite people in the world, Zack Sabre Jr. and Tai Chi from Dangerous Tekkers versus Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, Gorillas of Destiny. Now I've said this before, these two groups, their chemistry is amazing. Like, sometimes when you have heel versus heel, the dynamic doesn't work. This was the complete opposite. Like, I even put a poll on Twitter. My Twitter is at wrestler_chat. Just going to put that out there. I think Tai Chi and Zack Sabre Jr. were the perfect baby faces. Like, they came out with Miho Abe, as I'm going to say. I was absolutely ecstatic that she was back. It has been far too long. But they came out with like this passion and desire. The crowds were firmly behind them. And I think that's what made this match so good. Yes, you had sort of Tai Chi and Zack going for their still Suzuki-gun offense, but they had the crowds behind them, and there were points where they were accepting the crowd's love. They were using it for their momentum, and being the great heels they are, God was using it to their to their advantage. They were saying, well, the good guy never wins, and we're the bad guys, which obviously means that this result is pretty much set in stone. But it wasn't. Like, I'm going to say it, and I've said it for all their matches that they've had, these four wrestlers are so different, but when they all came together in a ring, it was phenomenal. I'm not going to keep repeating, but you know what I say, like, Tama's speed, Tangaloa's strength, Tai Chi's power, and Zack's submission skills, they all blended together. And in the end, it might have been Miho Abe's good luck charm, Tai Chi and Zack won the titles back, obviously with the help of a bit of Doki, and I think Kanemaru actually came out as well to sort of balance out the trickery of Jado and Gedo. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that this is the last time that we'll see God versus Dangerous Tekkers for a while at least, because I just want Dangerous Tekkers to have a really long reign, and whether they're as baby faces or heels, I really think that fans are now seeing both guys in a very different light, and sort of the way that I've been seeing them for like a very long time. It was just a great match. The next one was another tag match, and it was for the Never Six-Man titles. It was the champions, so Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii and Yoshihashi, versus the Los Ingobernables de Japón trio of Bushi, Sanada and Naito. Can I say, like, the Never Six-Man titles are very iffy. Like, there's hardly any consistency. It's like the Never belt itself. But once again, New Japan is taking the chance and giving us some consistency. They are giving us long matches, very good wrestling matches, and increasing the prestige of these belts, which, to be fair, a few months ago might have literally meant nothing. Now, going into the match, the funny thing is, and this is sort of links to sort of Los Ingobernables de Japón's sort of tweener status. They were the heels in this match. Yes, they did get cheered, but you could even see towards the end of the match that the crowd was behind the Chaos Trio. And the fact that you had this sort of contrast of personalities and you combined it with such amazing wrestling was literally phenomenal. Like, you have the power of Ishii, the sort of the heart of Yoshihashi, the power of Goto, the sort of athleticism of Sanada, the bloody unpredictability of Naito, and then just to throw it in the mix, you had Bushi, and it's always nice to have a junior in the match because remember, it's the open weight division, and sometimes the Never belts have a tendency to forget that. And what's quite funny was, I think my favourite part was the interactions between Naito and Ishii. Like, the entire tour and even before, Naito has been prodding the bear. Like there's no tomorrow, and Ishii cracked. Like, Ishii was like, I'm done with this, and literally just beat him up. And it was really nice to see Naito getting pushed to the edge because, yes, people get frustrated with Naito, but normally it's to their detriment. Ishii was like, I am pissed off, I am going to beat you up. In the end, the Chaos Trio got the win, and it means they have now made history, and I think they've had the most successful defences of any Never six-man champions. It's not hard, but it's still a huge achievement, and I hope they continue this momentum because, yes, I'm a bit upset that it's a full heavyweight team, but these three have been through so much together. They've tagged in World Tag League together, they're Chaos buddies, and yeah, it's just really nice to see them work together and have some success because they're three guys who haven't really reached the full potential yet, and never, it's a little step towards that. And now we are on to the main Dominion show. So we had our intro matches. So there was 2 multi-man tag matches. I thought they'd be pointless, but I did say in the preview that I thought they were going to lead up to something, and they did. We had Sho get pinned by Ishimori in the first match, which has cemented them a shot at the junior tag titles. I don't know why, but Evil, Dick Togo and Yujiro have decided they're going to go for the Never six-man titles. Like, you know how I feel about them three. The second match, it was Dangerous Tekkers and Doki versus Naito, Sanada and Bushi. And as expected, they picked up the win, which I'm going to say it was Sanada pinning Zack, and I've said it like on so many videos, those two have probably got the best chemistry in New Japan. Like, it's a mixture of Zack Sabre Jr. thinking Sanada is very handsome, very talented, but dresses awfully, and Sanada being very dismissive about it. It's going to be interesting going forward because I'm going to be firmly Dangerous Tekkers team. Yes, Naito and Sanada have teamed together as part of LIJ, but in the past, in terms of for titles, it's always been Sanada and Evil. Or recently, Sanada and Shingo. So it's going to be interesting to see how this dynamic works, but fingers crossed that we still get to keep a Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. long title reign. But yeah, they were nice, fun matches, both of them. You got to see your favourites. I got to see Tanahashi. It's a good day. And then we got into the title matches. Well, 2 title matches and a special singles match. The first one was the one that I was gutted to not see last month, and that was Yo versus Desperado. Desperado got the win, but it was a great match. Like, from the very beginning, Despy was targeting Yo's knee. The knee that has he's just come back from injury. Like, it's been a few months, but you know what I mean. And it did feel like every single time Despy hit offense on Yo, like, it sort of got a little spark of, like, more adrenaline in him. And I think, like I said in the preview, the poking from Despy did bring out a bit more of like a passionate side from Yo, which, as I've said millions of times, is a thing that Despy has always criticised Yo for. There was a mix of Despy's very ground-based offense, Yo's traditional Japanese style, so with the dragon screws. He also said in an interview with New Japan World that he has now sort of modified his offense to be a bit safer for his knee. But we still saw some high flying. He was going over the top rope, he was hitting the 3K, and it was really nice. And even after the match finished, Despy was like, right, I've got to give it to you. That was a good match. I think the big thing after it was the team of Phantasmo and Ishimori coming out and challenging for the belt. The big thing wasn't the challenge. It was Phantasmo was going off on himself, challenging Sho and Yo for their junior belts. And then as he was going to challenge Despy, Ishimori took the belt. Ishimori took the mic and challenged Despy. And the big thing here is this going to cause some friction going forward for Bullet Club? Because Despy said, well, which one of you is going to challenge for the belt? It's nice to have a few more juniors back in the mix. So Yo's back, El Phantasmo's back. And hopefully we can sort of expand the junior division. And also Hiromu came out at the start and he is on the men too, so fingers crossed Super Junior hopefully will be soon and we'll get to some amazing matches. So the next match was Ibushi versus Cobb, and it was a special singles match. Going into it, I didn't really get it, but people on YouTube and Twitter pointed out they needed to build some momentum for the Empire, especially with Ospreay out with an injury. Didn't work, did it? Because with his Kamigoye, Ibushi got the win. The match itself was fine, like, it was nothing special because it was a title match, but we did get to see 2 very amazingly athletic men, and I would happily watch this match again and again on sort of a different stage, like a tournament or for a title, because I think they are two very diverse athletes. I've said this time and time again. A man that size, like Jeff Cobb, should not be able to do moonsaults like he does. Ibushi is a combination of everything, and he's a nutter. Like, it was amazing. And you know what? I really hope Cobb, like, they give him something in the future because he's got so much potential. And the last match, it was Okada versus Shingo for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I always have high hopes going into matches between these two. And once again, they satisfied my desire for an amazing wrestling match. It was 36 minutes of pure action. It had me on the edge of my seat because the big thing in this match was Shingo targeting Okada's back, which we know has been injured and has had some issues with. He seriously went like in. He did like a Made in Japan to the outside. He did, can't actually remember the name of the move, but off the top turnbuckle, it was like a Made in Japan, but you could see it really damaged Okada's back. In return, Okada was doing some quite high risk things. So, like I said, there was so much action, I can't remember off the top of my head, but there was a lot of moments where I was flinching. But aside from that, there was just some pure wrestling. So, times where the guys were in the centre of the ring just hitting forearms, when they were using their athleticism. So, Okada's drop kicks are unlike anything I've ever seen, so he utilised them. Shingo used his lariats, and sometimes matches that go on for this long, you can see the fatigue in the athletes. Well, this didn't happen, did it? Shingo and Okada were going at like 110% the entire match. In the end, the final few minutes was pretty intense because it seemed like Shingo had momentum. However, Okada was getting back. He was finding this adrenaline, going back to that money clip, which I don't like. I still am not a fan of it. But in the end, it took a final Last of the Dragon, and Shingo, New Japan answered our prayers, and Shingo is the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, and I couldn't be happier for him. Like, he deserves it so much. He's worked for years, and my fears of him being another Ishii and Goto is completely out of the window. After the match, he hit an amazing promo and actually called Ibushi out, and that is leading to the Kazuna Road shows. But yeah, I can't say good enough good things. Like, Shingo, you always say there's going to be an MVP of the year. It is June, and Shingo is already my MVP. He has put on some outstanding matches this year, is a workhorse of New Japan, and this match really just culminated a long journey for him. So that was the show, and it was amazing. Like, considering we didn't know if it was going to happen or not, I'm so happy we got some new storylines going forward. So we've got one of the members of Bullet Club, so either Ishimori and Phantasma going for Despy's belt, Ishimori and Phantasma going after Sho and Yo, Naito and Sonata going after Dangerous Tekkers, Bullet Club going after Chaos, Ibushi and Takagi. And also, before I go quickly, last weekend was also the big DDT Cyberfest show. So I say DDT, I mean it was like a DDT, Tokyo Joshi and Noah show. It was like 5 hours long, but literally, if you have the subscription service, make sure you watch it. And let me know, like, do you guys want me to start reviewing DDT and Tokyo Joshi shows? I don't really watch Noah that much, but if they have joint shows with the other companies, I will try and do it if that's what you want. So, that was my video for this week. We've had an amazing set of shows, but now we're looking to the future. And make sure to let me know in the comments what you think. What were your views on Shingo Takagi winning the title? Who do you think is going to challenge him next? And just generally, like, what were your standout matches this tour? Is there anything that surprised you? Please let me know in the comments. Let me know on social media at wrestling_chat. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye!